Very good morning here from Astana, the capital of Kazakhstan. Now it's time to leave Kazakhstan, and we're gonna do this on the flag carrier, the one and only Air Astana, on a direct flight from here in Astana to Frankfurt on their Boeing 767-300. I've heard many good things about Air Astana, so I'm really excited for the flight today. So let's find a bus to the airport and then fly Air Astana. Astana is not a very walkable city. Everything's kind of far apart and the city is essentially built for cars. However, I think this central boulevard is actually quite nice. So there's a shopping center in the back and it's like a park all the way to the Bayrak Tower, which you see over there. The views this morning are fantastic. So there's a rain cloud coming in, like a storm or something. But together with the morning sun that comes from like the other direction, it creates a very, very beautiful lighting. And there's supposed to be a fountain here, but apparently it's switched off at the moment.
After I had walked around a bit more, I made my way to the bus stop. I had to wait just 1 minute until number 12 arrived, which would bring me to the airport. Now here in bus number 12 to the airport, hopefully. So I figured out how it works with the cash payment. So the driver didn't want to have my money, like I wanted to give my money to the driver, but he didn't want it. But there was actually a woman in the back, a conductor, who took my money then. And what she did was she scanned that QR code here in the bus and she paid for the fare herself, I think. And she just took my cash payment. So that's apparently how it works. So you can only pay by app, but they collect your cash and then they kind of pay for you. Would be better if foreigners were able to use the app directly though, or whatever it is they're using. Also, we seem to be passing the construction site of the new light rail that should go to the airport, but by the looks of it, they still have a lot of work to do. I don't expect it to open in either 24 or 25, maybe 2030. There's a lot of work left to do.
"40 minutes later, made it to the airport. I think this is the domestic terminal and the international terminal is like over there. I checked in for my flight through the app, but it wouldn't let me generate a boarding pass because apparently for international flights you have to go to the counter, I guess so they can check your passport. So let's do that. Let's get a printed boarding pass and go through security and head to Frankfurt.
I went inside the international terminal, which struck me as a very modern building. I quickly found a check-in counter to collect my boarding pass. After that, I went straight through security. I made it through security and now here in the gate area of the International Terminal 1 here at Astana Airport. Terminal 1 was opened in 2017, so just 6 years ago. And it still looks very modern, very fresh. It's definitely a huge difference to all the other airports I've been to in Kazakhstan. And I really hope they upgrade the other airports to this level as well. But I doubt it. I think they have lounges as well, but I don't have lounge access now. It's not very big actually, it has only 6 jet bridges and it is supposed to handle just over 5 million passengers per year. The security here was interesting. So first there's a customs check and they were asking me how much money I have with me. I've never been asked that question in any country before, like how much money do you have with you? I guess they have some export controls or something, and I said, I don't know, 10,000 tenge, and I think they understood $10,000. I have $0 with me, but $10,000 would be a lot. Yeah, but 10,000 tenge is okay, it's like $20. And then for security, I actually had to take off my shoes. I hate taking off my shoes at airports. And then they also searched my whole bag. I don't know what they were looking for, they never really told me, but they were like going through my whole bag and I don't know, checked everything. So it took a while for me. But I have to say, in general, the security in both Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan has always been very fast on this trip. So I never really had to wait more than 2 minutes for my turn. And then usually the check itself was also very fast. Just this time in Astana they took a bit more time, but the other times it was very fast. And there it is, one of Air Astana's 3 767-300s that will take me to Frankfurt. This aircraft in particular is actually a special one. It's Echo India Kilo Echo Charlie. It is the very last passenger 767 ever built by Boeing. They do still produce freighter aircraft in Everett, but this one behind me is the very last passenger Boeing 767 ever produced. So it's a really cool treat to fly that bird today. Also the crew just boarded the flight, so should be on our way soon. Boarding started pretty much on time and I made my way down the jet bridge. Air Astana 767s have 30 seats in business class arranged in a staggered 1-to-1 configuration. Economy class has 193 seats in a 2-3-2 configuration. So then, welcome on board the Air Astana Boeing 767-300 Echo India Kilo Echo Charlie. Got a really friendly welcome by the crew. They're really nice, and you can immediately feel that they really like their job. Or at least I think so. The cabin feels really nice as well. It feels very spacious, sort of, at least for a 767. The legroom is great. The lighting is also quite nice. They applied some blue lighting here during boarding. Seating is in a 2-3-2 configuration, standard for a 767. And on each seat there was a water bottle, a pair of headphones, very simple headphones, and also an amenity kit. That surprised me. Like, I didn't expect an amenity kit here on board. I mean, I know Turkish Airlines has amenity kits in economy class, but I didn't know Air Astana had them. And also it's a day flight, 7.5 hours. It's actually not that long of a flight, so it's actually quite surprising that they give out amenity kits. I'll check later what it contains. Like now it's a bit stressful during boarding, but let's see later what's in there. Also the flight seems to be quite full. There's no one next to me yet, but I'm pretty sure there will be because there are still lots of people boarding.
We have a good weather route, and also good weather at Frankfurt, and temperature upon arrival is expected plus 20 degrees centigrade. Thank you very much for the change.
Something I noticed was that while the cabin itself was very clean, the aircraft could use some scrubbing on the outside.
Good afternoon, dear ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on board Air Astana aircraft. I'm joined by my colleague, Lieutenant Bless, looking after Takeoff safety and regulation of the flight. We confirm this flight is condition with aligned with ground. The safety is our priority. Please remain seated and follow the safety rules that will be demonstrated in a few minutes. Thank you for your attention. Cabin crew demo conditions.
We pushed back 10 minutes ahead of schedule. The safety video depicted a lot of the culture and nature of Kazakhstan and was one of the best I've seen so far.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board Air Astana. Emergency exits are located on both sides of the aircraft and identified with a marked sign. Take note of the nearest exit to you.
Airborne out of Astana's runway 22. Smooth climb, no turbulences, sunny weather outside, almost no clouds, but we didn't even have to pass through a cloud layer. And now onwards to Frankfurt. We do have a little bit of headwind apparently, so it will take a bit longer than usual. Also the takeoff roll was very smooth, like the runway at Astana airport is not as bumpy as the other ones I've experienced in Kazakhstan. So maybe they did some runway work recently, I'm not sure, but yeah, it was comparably smooth. I
love the amenity kit. They have so many products in there. They have slippers, a toothbrush, they even have a pen in there. Like, this is easily the best amenity kit I've ever received in economy class. And it's just a 7-hour day flight, that's incredible. Let's have a look at the in-flight entertainment. It's more or less a standard system and the screen was reasonably responsive. They had 87 movies, 15 of them in the new releases category. Overall, the selection appeared to be a bit limited, although they had some interesting world cinema movies. Their music selection seemed much more extensive and they had a section for Kazakhstan music as well. If you want to learn more about the country, they offer some content on that too. The game section was very limited with only 4 games available. In general, I thought the system and the contents were okay, but nothing too special. Crew just came around and they actually handed out hot towels. Not a really thick hot towel, it's very thin paper towel, I would say. So then, meal service has arrived. There was no choice, at least in my row. I'm sitting far in the back, so maybe they ran out of choices, or they have only one choice, I don't know. Looks like chicken, and there is also some salad and a dessert. Overall, I think the portions are rather small, but then again, it's not too long of a flight, 7 hours, and it's a day flight, so I don't know. Let's see how it tastes like. The food was okay, although it won't become my favorite. The rest of the flight continued uneventfully. We crossed the Caspian Sea, then Azerbaijan and Georgia, before cruising along the north coast of Turkey. About 1.5 hours before landing, a snack was served, which was simple but quite welcome. We then descended towards a cloudy Frankfurt. Despite the headwinds on the way, we managed to pull up to the gate a couple of minutes ahead of schedule. Air Astana is definitely an airline I would fly again, maybe in their business class at some point. For now, I hope you liked today's video. Subscribe if you want to see my next trip. Until then, enjoy your travels.